Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. We're here on Minecraft.net. It says we're now releasing the first pre-release of 1.14.3 which addresses a couple of bugs. If you ask me, that is a lot of bugs right there. I've been through all of them and I picked out some key ones to talk about in this video. If we look at the changelog though, you'll see they've mostly highlighted villagers and farming of crops and iron golems spawning as well. Now there is an important tweet from one of the devs, Maria Lamont, over here saying please test iron golem farms and auto carrot and potato farms using villagers. Now if ever Mojang get a bad rap for nerfing farms or whatever, I think it's pretty clear with this update that they are trying to get a response from the community and make sure all of our iron golem farms, carrot and potato farms, etc. stay in order, and that's just based on reading each of these bug reports right here, which we'll cover on later on in the video. Now what I have spotted in here that isn't in the changelog is some really needed changes to the bad omen effect and how illager captains can cause some issues of like lots of raids in a village and never-ending raid loops. In fact, I made a video about that on my channel just the other day. This one right here, Fix Raids, it has 3 functions and this update will make one of them redundant, but the other 2 will still serve you well. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And also while we're here, if you didn't catch my video on all the new things in 1.14.2, you know where to go, it's up on my channel. But now let's jump into the game. So we're in a village and a raid is forming. This is actually the second wave of the raid. If I try and give myself the bad omen effect, you'll see that it instantaneously disappears and a second raid isn't formed. This is one of the big issues that we've had in 1.14.2. Now one of the ways in which you can get the bad omen effect during a raid is by killing the captain, this guy right here. So I have strength now, let's kill the fella. And you'll see that I didn't get the bad omen effect, so that won't cause a raid loop where you finish one and you've killed the guy with the banner and you get another effect. That's no longer going to happen. And to make it crystal clear, that's just for the leaders that are a part of a raid. If you find a patrol and kill the patrolman, you'll see you still get the bad omen effect. So in the last update video, we talked about some serious issues that needed addressing. Raids was one of them, and another was the point of interest block. That being one of these that a villager has for their profession and how breaking it could actually crash your game. And the good news is that one's been taken care of. There was also a bug on multiplayer servers that caused the caps for the different types of mobs to go ridiculously high, which could have resulted in seeing sites like this, lots of squids or lots of hostile, even passive mobs. And the good news is that one's also taken care of. Now let's power through the bug fixes before we talk about changes to villagers and iron golems. So the wandering trader, you can trade with it, and when a trade is locked out it has this message which you see on villagers by default. Villagers restock up to 2 times per day. Of course that doesn't apply to the wandering trader, so in this new update you'll no longer see that message. Trader llamas could also instantly despawn on arrival. In fact you can see it happening here every single time you try and bring a baby trader llama into the world, so there's another bug that's been squashed. So there was an unfortunate issue with structure blocks. If you saw my recent Hermitcraft live stream where I've been fixing things, I'm now rather concerned because there are certain types of blocks that couldn't be saved and loaded again. So we got a bed, we got a door, we got a sunflower. These are all blocks that take up 2 rather than 1 single block. So let's try and load that, and you can see it was okay in this instance for 2 of our blocks, but the bed popped off, and that is a nasty bug that has now been fixed. This game rule bug is a nasty one. It probably doesn't apply to many of you watching, but if you use spectator generate chunks false, this would actually stop spectators from loading chunks entirely, not just generating new ones. Nasty bug, and it's been fixed. Let's play a game of Spot the Difference. The cat here, its front legs can be seen at the top, and on the other side in the new pre-release you can see that little model issue has been taken care of. So villagers have been behaving strangely, and this is quite easy to demonstrate. If I summon one in, it runs away from the Revenger, but then eventually it runs back to it, and for some reason in its pathfinding for getting away from a mob, it will actually at most times run towards it like you saw just there, and that obviously makes no sense. So something for you technical players out there who use what's known as a mob switch to stop mobs spawning in your world. Mobs that are inside of what's known as a lazy chunk, a half-loaded chunk, wouldn't count towards the hostile mob cap. That had been considered a glitch and it's been fixed, and now you'll be able to use your mob switches again. For those of you that follow the Myth-Busting series, you're going to know what this one is about. I had shown that there was a big change in 1.14. Hostile mobs in the Nether were able to spawn on glowstone and sea lanterns. So here in pre-release 1, I put together a crude test, and yes, it's in a regular world, but according to the patch notes, we'll no longer see mobs spawning on this, which makes sense because that seemed like a ridiculous change, and it was indeed a bug. I think I might have just discovered something. Baby villagers like to play on the beds by jumping up and down on them. I've not seen an adult villager do this. Let me know if you have in the comments below, because right now I got to finish recording this video, you know. Okay, so villager bugs. Firstly, their inventories have been designed in a way that could actually stop them from being useful depending on what items they were picking up. This means that they would stop farming and they would stop breeding. Now, there was also a bug where they would need to pick up exactly 3 wheat at once to then craft bread, because villagers can do crafting. So if they had 3 in their inventory, it would actually require them to pick up exactly 3 off of the ground at once. Strange little bug, and that's been taken care of. Now, about the villagers and the beds over here, there was also a bug where you could breed more villagers than you had beds, and breeding is supposed to be dependent on a bed. So with 2 adults here, we shouldn't be able to breed any babies, but as you can see, I was able to breed 4 of them. So Mojang are changing the way that Iron Golem spawning works, and that means whatever you see in this pre-release is subject to change, but they will no longer gossip about Iron Golems. So if I do this, you'll see that there is no gossip data relating to the Iron Golems. The way they're supposed to spawn now is based on the villagers being scared, which could be done through a raid or by having a zombie villager. And it's the middle of the day, so it's going to burn. Did that one just spawn in? Or was it already there? Geez, we need to get an eye in the sky look, because I'm going to put in a few zombies and see if we can scare them into making another Iron Golem. Aha! Over here, 2 new ones have generated in, but those are the only 2 that I've seen. Maybe we'll put a few more zombies in this area. Aha, now we are up to 3 of them, yes. So that seems to work. Let's try the raid as well. So a raid has begun, the bells are being rung, the villagers are panicking. Will we see more golems spawning? Well, despite quite a few minutes of panic, I am yet to see another Iron Golem spawn. It could be that this is a way to do it, it might not be so, but you saw it happen with the zombie villagers. And I just called them zombie villagers, which is fine because there was another bug I wanted to mention. The villagers were actually ignoring zombie villagers as a threat previously, and in this pre-release they will now see them as a threat, and they will actually run away from them. So Mojang are listening, they're working on the villagers, they're working on Iron Golems, and they want to get these farms balanced, so be sure to send them your feedback. This is where my video ends though, so if you enjoyed it, leave a like, and of course make sure you subscribed if you want to keep up to date with all of the Mojang updates that they are releasing. I'm going to put the video for the 1.14.2 and the fixed raid videos I mentioned at the beginning on your screen, so check them out if you want to. That's it from me, thanks for watching, I'll see you later, bye bye.